Okay, good morning and good day to all audience and viewer from Mahsa University Facebook page and YouTube channel. Welcome to the webinar conducted by Faculty of Engineering, Built Environment and Information Technology of Mahsa University. My name is Niknur Zuliana, lecturer from Mahsa University, and I will be serving you as a moderator today. Okay, today we will be hearing a presentation from IRTS Dr. Ahmad Azlan bin Abdul Aziz. Currently, IRTS Dr. Ahmad Azlan is serving as an assistant professor at University Technology Brunei. IRTS Dr. Ahmad Azlan holds a profound 11 years teaching legacy coupled with 8 years of industrial expertise in electrical and electronics field. His diverse roles have ranged from a professional technologist and RF engineer to an assessor panel member for MBOT. Since 2018, he has played a vital role in the Malaysia Robotic Competitions, Robocon, and currently serves as a research fellow at UITM Antenna Research Center. His contributions are further illuminated with grant amassing 2,000K since 2012 and multiple gold awards in iTech from 2018 to 2020. Without further ado, I would like to welcome IRTS Dr. Ahmad Azlan, who will be speaking to us with topics a comprehensive overview on professional assessment with MBOT. All right, Dr. Ahmad Azlan, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, my moderator, Niknor Zuliana from lecturers from Mahsa Universities. And before we start, I would like to share on my screen and try to project my slide for today. So is it okay on the slide projection?
I cannot see yet. Wait. All right.
Okay. I think it's already projected, right?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Thank you very much for the highlight and introductions on my backgrounds and my bios. First and foremost, I would like to thank Faculties of Engineering, Built Environments and Information Technologies, Mahsa Universities, for hosting this talk. And I can say some of the information regarding the new assessment I would like to share inside of these presentations and some of insight regarding MBOTs and also what tips and tricks how to what we call that if you want to go for interview a professional assessment under MBOT, what need to you to prepare and to acquit before you sit for the professional assessment. So currently, as we know, per dated as September 2023, currently the numbers of professional registered under MBOT professional technology is 20,795, and for the certified technicians currently is 2,643 recorded under MBOT database. And we have qualified technicians and graduate technologies. In this presentation later, I will share regarding what is the terms of graduate technology, how to be a graduate technology, how to be a qualified technician, what are the requirements for professional technologies, and what are the requirements for certified technicians and their eligibility under the Act 768. So basically, if you want to pursue as the registered member under MBOT professional assessment, you have to get to know the Act, Act 768. This is very important. So this the Act that abide to all these registered member under MBOT. Okay, so my next slide is basically on my bio. Any informations or any things that you wish to know beyond this session today, you might contact me directly to this what we call that this handphone. Even though I in Brunei currently, but I roaming this number, no problem. At any time, you can just text me and ask me what the requirements or what and what not regarding this MBOT related matters. So basically, on this course objective for today is we want to introduce what are the route to the PT and TC. Professional technology, PT is mean by professional technology, TC means certified technician. And the second objective to guide the candidate to seek the professional and competency assessment interview confidently. So beside that, since that 2018 until now, I've been appointed as the assessor panel for MBOT for three main three main categories. One is on the EE, electrical and electronics, telecommunication and broadcasting, TB, and also building and construction. So I would like to share later what are the key points if you want to make sure that you pass through and manage to get this title TS. Okay, so for the introduction, I will go on 5 minutes, and for the second one, route to professional technologies and certified technician, 25 minutes. CV, comprehensive CV, you have to submit a CV in order for you to call for interview. They will ask you to send over your CV. Not a normal CV, is a structured CV that have a special template that been prepared by MBOT. You need to fill up. So the question is how to fill up and what need to be put under that certain category under the CV, and also the information regarding the CV, because there's a new starting from this year, January, there will be an update regarding how you're going to submit your CPD, continuous professional development. So I will update to you and discuss and explain to you what the strategy to obtain your CPD. And lastly, we will allocate 50 minutes for question and answers. So actually, what is actually professional? Everybody talking about professional. So basically, what is professional? So when we're talking to everybody, they claim themselves to be professional. So what are the terms and the condition to be considered as professional? First is must have the specialized knowledge, which means that you registered under certain sector, under certain technology. And second one, you have a competency, whereby your competency is being assessed under professional assessment. And number three, you have to know the COE, Code of Ethics, and also Code of Conducts of MBOT, because COE, Code of Ethics, and also Code of Conduct of MBOT is different compared to others body. Let's say we have BEM in Malaysia under Act 138. Under BEM is Board of Engineers Malaysia under Act 138. So that also have their own COE and COC. So you need to know a little bit of COE and COC for MBOT. Number four, paid to participate in activity, whereby if you consider yourself a professional, your time and your activities will be valued. And the last one, governed with professional standard. Under this MBOT, we are legally abide under the Act 768. So basically, TS technologies, why is so important currently? Because it complement engineering background. Since that we have, even though we have graduate engineer, by seeing this paper cutting, 20 over years, engineering have been static in their salary payment and so on. They have issues back in 2 or 3 years back, but MBOT come in to complement, so to provide some what we call that gap, to fill up the gap to BEM, especially those who are graduating from technologies, because those who are graduating from technologies, they cannot be registered as engineers. To be registered as engineer, you have to get a degree, either engineering background or technologies engineering background. But if you come from technologies background, you cannot be registered as engineer. So how these certifications need to be registered as professional? So you need to be what we call that, registered under MBOT. So MBOT fill in the gap. So basically, how many technology and technical field have been recognized under MBOT? So under current 24 technology and technical field recognized by MBOT. So it start from atmospheric science and so on until health and medical technology. So you can select based on your practice. So this is something very different compared to BEM, Board of Engineers, and also compared to MBOT. For BEM, Board of Engineers Malaysia, this is not about comparing. This is something that very we try to see. This is more on the figures and facts and figures. BEM for Board Engineers Malaysia. In order for you to be registered, your degree must in line with your practice. Okay, and your degree must align with your practice, and your experience will be counted after you're registered with Board of Engineers. Let's say after the graduation from your degree, first degree, you takes 2 or 3 years before you're registered with a BEM. So your previous experience before you're registered with BEM are not counted. So that is under BEM. Okay, so but for the MBOT, even though yesterday you're knowing about MBOT, you just have a know or get the information about MBOT, which means that you already have your degree 10 years back. Under MBOT, your previous experience counted. Even though yesterday you have been you're registered with MBOT, so your previous experience is counted. And for MBOT registration, MBOT doesn't see your degree. They only see your current practice. Let's say you have a degree, you have a degree in civil engineering, and but you have been involved in manufacturing, let's say for 20 years or 15 years. 15 years, you already shift from civil to mechanical work or machinery works. You have 15 years experience on machine rather than civil on your basic degree. In MBOT, they will recognize you on your current practice instead of your degree. So the tips to register under MBOT, please go on your best experience or best practice or best what we call that, your current practice, not your based on degree. We have a lot of previous application. They thought that the application is more likely to be like BEM. They just follow their degree, whereby they already jump into the new field. So most of them cannot answer even a very simple questions regarding their what we call that. Let's say they have been registered under civil. They thought that, oh, I'm going to be building and construction, so they will register under BC, whereby they already changed their practice into mechanical. So instead of most of them are registered under civil, they can be recognized under mechanical. So this is something beauty about MBOT compared to the BEM, whereby MBOT will see your current practice and your fluency in your current practice rather than your first degree. Okay, so this is very important. So under MBOT, 24 registered technology technical field, and it might grow later. Depend on the request and depend on the needs of the market currently. So it can be dynamic and expandable. So under 768, X768, these are the core. What are the main that under our Malaysian law, X768 Akta 768, that mostly discuss about technologies and technical act 2015. Why 2015? Because it's been enacted in 2015. Okay, we call it Akta Teknologi dan Juruteknik 2015, or Technologies and Technical Act 2015, or the short term is Act 768. So basically what is MBOT is all about. So the vision is to be a world-class professional body, to be a world-class professional body for technologies and technician. The mission to elevate the standing, visibility, and recognitions of technologies and technicians, and the objective to increase the pool skill workforce required to attain a higher income economy. Since that everybody talking nowadays regarding TVET, so TVET, Technical Vocational Engineering Training, or we call it TVET. So MBOT is complement directly to the TVET initiative. So this is very important, whereby they have human resource inside there. They have a lot of TVET practitioners under MBOT circle. So this is very good if the institution involved with the TVET also involved with the MBOT. So, and for eligibility to get registered under technologies, you have to get the degree holders. Let's say you want to be registered at technology, the minimum requirement is level 6. Level 6 degree lah, which equivalent to degrees in Malaysia. And for the SK technician, you just need a TC. TC technologies is TS. Under technologies is TS, been recognized as TS in front of their name, or PTech behind of their name. So technologies, you have to get the degrees level 6, and also for the TC certified technician, minimum SKM level 3. SKM level 3 until HND, High National Diploma, or what we call that, Diploma Lanjutan. So that is considered as TC. Okay, so basically, if we compare onto these others professional body, of course, closest to us is Board of Engineers, Act 138. Then we have Architect, Act 117. We have Quantity Surveyor QS, Act 487, and Land Surveyor 458, being enacted in 1958. For these engineers, architect, and quantity surveyor, 1967. And for the CIDB, Act 520 in 1994. And we have TP, Town Planner, Act 538 in 1995. So basically, MBOT is just what we call that, the youngest brothers among all others body. After 20 years compared to others registered body, so MBOT come in place to fill up the gap, especially those that related towards technologies and technician. Because those days, no body recognize a person who are holding a degree and below, especially for those who are holding diplomas, higher national diplomas, SKM. There's no professional recognitions or title that can be used under any acts from 1958 until 1995. So MBOT come in place to recognize those technicians and those skilled workers, and they can use a title under the Act 768. So what is actually the MBOT scope? MBOT actually is Malaysian Board of Technologies. Is the statutory body that handles mostly on the registration, and they also have accreditations under TTAC, TTAC, Technical and Technology Accreditations. All programs that need to be registered if you want to use, let's say, diploma in technology or degree in technology. If degree in technology, you have to get accreditation from TTAC. Then we have assessment, professional assessment, or we call it this MBOT professional assessment, to get the title of TS and TC. And they have also the lifelong learning. They provide also the training, what we call it, not only the training, they also provide sources or company that collaborate with them to perform a lifelong learning, CPD and so on. And then they also provide the industrial collaboration. So these are the scope of MBOT currently. And again, what are the difference between other professional body? Let's say the closest to us is BEM, and compared to the MBOT, what are the differences? If one say that, what are the different of TS and also IR? So basically for the BEM, that is called a discipline based. We call it discipline based. What is mean by discipline based? Your degree must align with your practice. But for the technology based profession, or on this perspective is MBOT, is based on your practice, current practice, not your first degree. So that is the main differences between MBOT and also the BEM. So under Act 768, this is a very important key element. If you involve with the professional assessment, please bear in mind, you need to memorize this section 16. Okay, under section 16 part 3, there will be two elements, 16A and 16B. Normally, panel will ask you regarding what are the key elements, what you know about this X768 under 16A and 16B. For 16A, is more likely to be highlighted the job scope of TC, certified technician. For 16B is basically enlightening or highlighting the job scope of TS. So 16A, in order for you to be recognized or your experience be counted or be recognized under MBOT experience for TC, you must go through either one or combination of these three scope. One is testing. Either previously you must have experience to deal with some process or some work that related to testing, product commissioning, and also maintenance. This is for TC scope. So in order for you to be, your experience to be recognized with minimum 3 years experience after graduated, then you must form and provide an evidence or write some technical experience report regarding one or combination of three main scope. One is testing, second one is product commissioning or maintenance. It can be a combined. So for this 16B, for the professional technology, you must involve either one or combination of 5 scope. One is development. Second one is product manufacturing. Third one is product testing. The fourth is product commissioning. And the last is product maintenance. Under development, for those who come from this academic, you can assume that the development come from your academic. Let's say you involved with this curriculum development, what we call that, lab developments and so on, product development for final year project and so on. So that can be considered as under development. Okay, so if you've been involved with this one for out of 5 technology services under 16B, your experience is counted. So you are eligible to seek for the professional assessment. Okay, if you can spot your previous experience that aligns or that involved with this either development, manufacturing, testing, commissioning, and maintenance, you are away to go for the professional assessment. So not the problem. So basically 60A and 60B is popular question normally being asked by assessor that they want to know either you know or not, you're aware or not regarding the services that been accepted under Act 768. Okay, so these are the key elements that you need to know. I already put it here under TS. This is 16B. And this is 16A. Okay, so when panel asks you regarding what are your comment regarding 60A and 60B, you have to highlight the element technology services. Okay, the next slide is more related towards some of our colleagues start to compare between two bodies, BEM and also MBOT. We are not discussing which are better and superior here. We are discussing everybody have their own jurisdiction. Everybody, professional body have their own scope of work and the scope of field they need to cover. For BEM, of course, any related towards engineering is basically need to go under BEM. For your information, if you wish to be registered as engineer, graduate engineer, you must be registered under BEM. If you're not registered under BEM, you cannot be recognized as engineer, since that BEM registration is compulsory. Okay, I repeat again, for even though we are discussing about MBOT, fact is facts, BEM registration is compulsory if you wish to be recognized as engineer. Engineer not necessarily mean you're working in the factories and so on. Engineers, let's say teaching engineers, you're teaching a subject engineering, registration with MBOT is compulsory, especially for those who are going for accreditation. They want to see lecturers and all those. Let's say you want to maintain a program, 30%, 30% of faculty member need to be IR. That is what we call that been implemented currently under BEM. If you wish to continue register your program under BEM, 30% of your faculty member need to be PE. As we know, in PE we have two grade. One is PE, one is PEPC. Okay, so and the other one for MBOT is, I can say nowadays, is also compulsory for certain sector. Let's say IT. They already want to go that if you wish to practice on IT, you need to register with MBOT and so on. So this is currently progressing, MBOT on that direction. So to make sure that all practitioners need to be registered, because if you registered either by the BEM or MBOT, you are legally being abide. If you're not being registered, then you practice. If anything happen, you cannot be what we call that being under which act. So you have to be abide with certain act to make sure that you follow what are the standards and regulation for certain board. So basically, which are important, BEM or MBOT? For me, is not necessary in this scope. We are not discussing about which important. But if you see those days, the term of UTM, University Technology Malaysia, we have University Technology Mara, UITM. We have University Technology Petronas. We have MIT. What are the common words here? Technology. Here, the common word is technology. Common word. All this come with technology. Even though UTM already established earlier than MBOT. Why they are using UTM? Why they are not using UEM, University Engineering Malaysia? Because technology, it will diverse, dynamic. The terms of technology is always dynamic compared to engineering. Engineering more likely to be very fundamental, go basic. So something that very fundamental. So that's why they are putting the terms of technology instead of engineering, because the term technology define dynamical of that particulars of knowledge. So that's why they are more using technology rather than engineering. Okay, so code of ethics, like I mentioned just now, what the importance of one of the element importance under each of the statutory or professional board is code of ethics and code of conduct. What are the element under code of ethics? One is professional, one is professionalism. Of course, you need to practice the professionalism. And then we have benevolence, and then we have competence. And number 4 is diligence. And number 5 is strive for perfections. And the last one is integrity. So in order for our practitioner to be what we call that, they are keep on track regarding MBOT code of ethics. This code of ethics has been embedded under new CV, new CV structure. The quick tips for the newcomers that wish to be registered under MBOT, please go back to see MBOT code of ethics. We have 6 code of ethics under MBOT, and you need to be you have to know which activity that you belongs. Let's say on professionalism, what activity that you are involved with this professional. So you need to give some thought and your insight. So regarding benevolence, what you have done so far regarding benevolence, what you have done on your competence, you go on the trainings and so on. You go on what diligence. So you have to know each of the element that suit you. Okay, so these are the new elements that be put under new CV, structured CV 3.0. So now we are moving into professional and competency assessment, or PCA, or CV development. What are the key points that important when you submitted CV? So CV is one of the element that you need to submit to the MBOT. If you wish to be registered as a TS or TC, you need to submit the CV development structure document. Okay, so what are the so the question is, what are the key element? What are the tips to be filled in under that structured CV? So before we go onto how to fill in the new element of structured CV, basically what are the rubrics? What are how to obtain higher marks in professional assessment? So basically, they have 5 elements. Okay, the first one is on the competency element. The second one is commitment elements. They have basically 2 elements. One is competence and second one is commitment. Okay, under competence, they divide into first section is knowledge and understanding. Okay, knowledge and understanding. Then the section B is application to practice. The third one, leadership and management or supervision commitment. The interpersonal skill, and the last one is professional conduct. So if you really notice MBOT rubrics or MBOT parameters or requirement is more likely to be similar to UK spec. Okay, what is UK spec? UK spec is elements that been used for chartered engineers, for professional engineers, and also MBOT. So MBOT practice the same standard as UK spec. So all the element, if you see in knowledge and understanding, application to practice, leadership, management, supervision, commitment, interpersonal skill, and professional conduct are the same, most likely to be the same element as UK spec. If you go for chartered engineer, you have the same element parameter you need to fill in if you wish to submit the what application towards the professional engineers or chartered engineers. Okay, basically, the assessment is conducted online, 30 minutes per session. Okay, this is very important. So the session will be conducted by 2 assessors, 2 appointed assessor panel from MBOT, and the session will last for 30 minutes, including question and answers, including the explanation and so on, is consists of only 30 minutes. Okay, so please, what we call that, go straight to the point, because panel need to go to assess you based on this element, 5 element under 30 minutes. So please go straight forwards, especially when delivering your answers. Please don't what we call that, go here and there. Please close the loop to make sure that panel will satisfied with your answers. Okay, so for this session, it will conducted by Skype. Normally by Skype, you'll be invited by MBOT to select. Let's say you have been selected for, you already submitted the document. After MBOT review the documents and so on, see that you fit for the assessment, they will call you for assessment and give you selection of date and also time. Normally we have in the morning session, right up from 9 o'clock until 12 to 1 o'clock. And then we have a second session in the afternoon, right up from 2 o'clock until 5 o'clock. So it depends on you which slot that you wish to be put in, either in the morning session or the afternoon session. So as a tip, please prepare to be in front of your PC 30 minutes before your registered time. Let's say you have been put under 2 o'clock, or let's say 3 o'clock, you are the second person for the interview session. Please be in front of the PC 30 minutes before. Let's say panels, what we call that, the first candidate doesn't appear, you will be moved, the second candidate will be moved into the first session. So it will give some what we call that, ample time and not rushing for you. Let's say if you are been scheduled at 3 o'clock, you appear to be let's say 2:59, 2:58. Since that the first candidate are not appear, they will call you. So they will give some advantage to you, since that you are ready in front of the PC to be assessed by panel. So 30 minutes before your time is more than sufficient. Advisable to be in front of your PC 30 minutes before your exact time. Okay, basically, in order for you to pass the assessment, minimum passing mark is 60. Okay, 60. You must go to get minimum marks 60. Either you get 90 or you get 100 or you get 60, is considered pass. There's no A plus, there's no A, there's no B, there's no B minus for the assessment. It's only pass. There are three terms. One is fail. The second one is deferral, and the first one is pass. Okay, basically, if you want to get pass, you must get the marks 60 and above. You will consider pass. And then if you marks between 55 to 59, you more likely to be considered as deferral. What is mean by deferral, I will explain later on. And below than that, you are considered fail. Below than that is considered as fail. So normally, as we try to avoid fail, we have a numbers of candidate that fail due to certain issues. I will explain later what are the main issues that bring our candidate to fail condition. So we will explain later on. Okay, so next one is what are the benefits of the registration. First and foremost, if you wish to apply a certain what we call that certain job in Malaysia, under their selection of professional body, they already put Lembaga Teknologi Malaysia or MBOT. They already recognize one of the professional bodies in Malaysia. Let's say on certain job scope in academic, they will ask you whether you have involved in professional body or not. So some of the universities already also have technology program. So they need some professional bodies, some professional person, registered person under MBOT to be with them. So one of the element benefit of registration, you already be a members of registered person. Okay, so what are the other beauties that have that MBOT introduced differ from others institution, differs from other body? One is from others professional bodies is only recognize the academic background, either your diplomas or your degree, degree or masters or PhD. So that is only been counted under what we call that others professional body. But for MBOT, not only MBOT recognize academic based qualification, they are also recognize, let's say, if the candidate come that they don't have academic background, but they have competency based certificate. Let's say for PW3, PW2, PW4, electrical wireman level single phase wireman for 3-phase. We have a BO, we have B1 until B4, we have AO until A4. Even though in order for you to obtain AO until A4, BO until B4, PW2 until PW4, you don't need a special academic background. You only need to pass SPM and go for competency test conducted by Suruhanjaya Tenaga. This qualification also been recognized by MBOT, eligible for those who are holding this competency certificate to be a person to be registered. You can register you as the certified what we call it TC if you obtain this skill-based competency. No need to go for diploma or certificate SKM and so on. So you are also being recognized. This is also happen also to the aeronautic, penyelenggaraan pesawat. It's also recognized if you are the aeronautic engineers or something that deal with the you don't go on the normal degree, academic degree, but you obtain a certain degree equivalent to the degree like the aviation industry. So that is also counted as one of the considered what we call it certificate under MBOT. MBOT recognize that. So this is something that very different compared to others registration body. Yeah. So it not only recognize normal academic certificate, they only recognize also the skill-based certificate. Okay, the next slide is more likely to be how to be registered with MBOT. Okay, first of all, you need to log in and go onto the MBOT official website, www.mbot.org.my, and all the registrations are conducted online. You just click and send all the document via online. Okay, so this let's say you already have your degree, you want to be registered as professional technologies, but you haven't registered as graduate technology yet. So you need, as a first step, you need to be registered as graduate technology first. Graduate technology. Graduate technologies first. Okay, but for BEM, you need to obtain 3 years after you registered with BEM, then you can sit for professional assessment. But for MBOT, even though yesterday you have been registered as a graduate technology, you can upload your document to sit for professional assessment. No need to wait for 3 years because you already graduated. Let's say yesterday only you registered, but you already graduated 10 years back. Let's say you already graduated 10 years back. Okay, let's say your degrees is only 10 years, but yesterday you only knew about MBOT. Then yesterday you only what we call registered as graduate technologies. So from that time, you are eligible to submit a document to sit for professional technologies, even though yesterday you have been registered as graduate technologies. Not compared to the BEM, even though you graduated 20 years, but yesterday you just registered as the graduate engineers, you have to wait 3 years. Your previous experience doesn't count. So that is the differences between BEM and also the MBOT, giving it recognize your previous experience. Okay, so all it's been done by through the online. Registered now at our homepage. Go through this website and then fill all the requirement and registration informations just online, and then create account verifications. MBOT will send you a verification emails, and then you need to log in into the and fill out the documents, complete all the documents needed and submit. And then from the online what we call that platform, it will change to the pending session. What is mean by pending session? So MBOT need to go through all your submitted documents, either should to be registered under certain technical field or not. If they feel that you are not fit for that particular, let's say your degree in civil, but you want to register with in mechanical, they ask you to write a certain paragraph to indicate how fluent you are in your current application. Let's say if they see that, okay, 15 years already involved in this new field, even though your degree differently, so you can be registered as a what we call that, even though you are not following your first degree. So you need some time for MBOT to go through your application forms and also submitted document to see either you're eligible to be registered under that particular field or not. Okay, so beside that, MBOT also giving some of the kelonggaran. I can say some of the for those who wish to register in bulk. If you want to register in bulk, let's say you have 20 packs registrations candidate, you just email to registration at mbot.org.my. Let's say Masa want to send over 20%. You have 20 packs of the candidate or lecturers that wish to be registered under MBOT. It can be sent over in bulk registration, and normally they will put in one session. So this is something that good thing been offered by MBOT because it's accept bulk registration. Next, under the MBOT continuous career path, technologies and technician, there's two terms for there are two terms for professional certified technician. Under certified technician and under technician, under or technical, under technical, and also technologies. There are two terms here, technology and technical. What is mean by technologies and technical? Technical basically is referred to degree and below. Let's say higher diploma, a person who wish to register as certified technician, that is considered a technical. Technologies mean those who have a degree and above. Okay, so that is called, the term is technology. Whenever you see the term of technical, is referred to a person who holding higher diplomas and so on, degree and below. Okay, so under the technical terms, they have two main terms that you need to know. One is qualified technician, QT. What is QT? QT is qualified technician. Then you go to the professional assessment, PA, and then you get certified technician, CT, or the title TS. After you registered, let's say yesterday you have know about MBOT, you submit all the document, you cannot sit directly to certified technician, even though you have 20 years experience. You have to go the process first, registered as qualified technician first. You will get certificate and touch and go card and so on, and you need to register as qualified technician first. After you registered with qualified technician, if you have graduated more than 3 years, you are eligible to straight away to be registered, or you can apply for certified technician to be sit for assessment. This is same goes to the technologies. You cannot directly, okay, yesterday I already registered, I just want straight away to be registered as professional technologies. You cannot. You have to be registered as graduate technology first. Again, if you graduated more than 3 years, even though you just registered as graduate technology yesterday, you are eligible to be to submit your application to seek for professional technologies. So the requirement, minimum 3 years after graduation. So you are eligible to submit your application straight away. Even though yesterday you just been registered as GT, you can straight away send your application to be apply for PT, professional technologies. You have to seek for PA, professional assessment. So this is something that very important, and something beauty regarding MBOT. So you don't need to wait. You need to wait. You can straight away, if you have a previous experience, minimum 3 years after graduation, you can straight away seek for professional assessment, so that you can be what we call that, go to the recognized as a professional technologies. Okay, so this is the pictorial flow regarding first step after the GT, graduate technologies. GT stand for graduate technologies. Graduate technology, second step. Let's say you just graduated, you need to go at least 3 years. At least 3 years after they graduated, and then you can seek for the professional technology. Let's say if you already graduated more than 3 years, you can just straight away seek for professional technology. In order for you to get the GT, you need to pay 50 ringgit. Perpetual, RM50 ringgit perpetual. So one time only, you just need to pay RM50, and you get graduate technology certificate and also the touch and go. And for this session, you cannot use any title yet. There's no title for graduate technology. In order for you to use a title TS, you need to pass assessment and get through this professional assessment. The fee for the professional assessment is 600 ringgit. And after you manage to pass, this is only the assessment fee, 600 ringgit. After that, after you pass, in order for you to be registered, you need to pay another 350. Okay, 350. So basically, right up from graduate technology until professional technology, you need to invest 1,000 lah. 50 ringgit 600, 650 plus 350. So altogether 1,000. Some of them say, wow, very expensive. It's not about expensive. From that title, you can use for others, what we call that, to generate income and so on lah, of course. Let's say you'll be appointed as panel. Okay, just want to share with you, if you've been appointed as panel, there's two types of panel here in MBOT. One is TTAC panel. TTAC panel is basically if you wish to be the accreditor, to want to be the auditor for MBOT, they will pay you. You need to undergo the training, basic training for TTAC panel, and then you have the panel assessor for interviewer. So if you wish to go for panel interviewer, minimum you have to get a minimum experience, let's say 10 years and so on in your field, and then you can demonstrate your ability to be appointed as a panel, and they will pay, MBOT will pay each candidate 50 ringgit. Okay, 50 ringgit. Let's say a day you have 7 candidates, so 350 per session. MBOT will give the contribution. This is due to the professionalism. Normally it's been practiced. Same also for the PE, professional assessment. TTAC also, if you've been appointed as a panel, accreditation panel, you also been paid. It's not free. So because professional person, their time and their efforts, a certain value. They have a certain value. Okay, so beside that, MBOT also, if you wish to get reimbursed of the HRDF claimable, because MBOT is registered under only for the assessment, RMC 100 can be refundable or can be reimbursed under HRDF Corp. So you can, if your company registered under HRDF, so you can claim under the OJT, OJT, on job trainings section. So basically, this is the job endorsement. So the question is where to endorse. It clearly been stated under section 19. For professional technologies, it's clearly been highlighted under section 19. For certified technician, under section 20. Okay, so you have to know section 19 and section 20. Just now I already mentioned section 16, 16A and 16B. Section 19 and section 20 more likely to be emphasizing the job scope of professional technology. So section 19, professional technology, to approve and certify, the manner of conduct of technology services to be carried out. Okay, if you notice, technology services here. What are the technology services under Act 768, section 19? So section 19 have to be read together parallelly with section 16B. Just now we already discussed section 16 consists of 5 elements. Development, one is development, manufacturing, testing, commissioning, and maintenance. Okay, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 element services under 16B. So technology services in this scope have to be referred to 16B. This is how you read ACTA. This is how you read the Act 768. So section 19 here have to be read parallelly with section 16B. Then you have the whole scope. So basically, to approve and certify the manner of conduct of technology services that carry in the element of development, manufacturing, testing, commissioning, and maintenance under the scope of technology only. Let's say the job scope indicate technology work, so you can endorse under 768. But in the engineering, you cannot. Engineering have to be referred under Act 138, Act 138 under BEM. Okay, so for technologies, professional technology, you can endorse under scope of technology only. Which type of technology? Refer to 16B. Okay, so this is how you read the Act 768. Then we go to the certified technician, also the same. You can approve and certify. Certified technician also can approve and certify the manner of conduct of technical services. Here you see, technical services. the term they are using here is technical services. It's referred to 16A that consists of 3 elements. One is testing, commissioning, and maintenance. 3 scope. You can see here, the term here is technical services. When I go back to the previous slide, the term here, technology services. You have to see the differences. Technology terms in the Act 768 are referred to professional technologies. Technical mean certified technician. Also can be claimable. But again, let's say if you want to renew, the next renewal, you need to go cumulative. Nowadays, MBOT introduced CPD based on the cumulative, whereby it consists of 3 years. Last time, each year need to get 30 hours CPD. 30 hours CPD each year. Let's say you got below than 30, you cannot renew. That is for last time, previous last year. But since starting from this year, MBOT has introduced new ways of CPD, whereby it can be cumulative for 3 years. 30 CPD, 30 CPD, 30 CPD. It consists of for 3 years is 90 CPD hour. But what are the differences? Let's say this year, you only managed to get minimum 3 CPD. If previously practiced, you cannot renew. But starting from this year, 2023 and so on, 3 CPDs are eligible for you to renew for that particular year. Let's say first year you get only 3 CPD. You can renew for the second year, but for the second and third year, you have to catch up back to make sure second and third, you can get back 90 CPD altogether. Okay, let's say the second year, still not managed to get 90, only 3 CPD. Also, you can renew for the second year. But for the third year, you have to, what we call rushing to get back 90. So this is how MBOT introduced a new way of calculating CPD for 3 years. This is called a cumulative CPD. This will give some advantage for those who just been registered. Let's say you just been involved with this CPD, you don't have any experience and so on. Most of the previous cases, it's hard to get the CPD. It's easy to get the title, but it's hard to maintain, especially to get the CPD. Why I say it's very difficult? Because all the CPD, let's say you claim CPD, you go on the certain activity, you claim 10 CPD hours. Not necessary MBOT will grant you 10 CPD hours because you need to submit to the system. They will bring your application to the board meeting, and sometimes they only allow you from 10, they only give you 5 CPD. Only 5 CPD out of 10. So it not guaranteed. Let's say you apply for 10, you get 10. Sometimes you only get 2, sometimes you get 5. Depend on the board meeting. So this is very important. You have to strategize. Let's say you just your registration will expire, let's say on 2 months from now. So you have to plan your CPD activity to make sure that you manage to fulfill and to get minimum requirement of CPD points. If not, it will give you disaster later. Okay, this is for the TC. TC minimum is only 20 CPD. But for TS, 30, 30. But for the TC is 20. So altogether 60 lah for 3 years. 20, 60. Compared to professional technologies, 30 is 90. Okay, this is normally that you will get certificate from MBOT. They will grant you, let's say for the graduate technologies. For the graduate technologies, where it's okay. For the graduate technologies, you will be sent a certificate to say that you are being registered as graduate technologies, and you'll be given touch and go card also. And then after you've been registered as professional person, you're also being given PT, another certificate to state that you are already registered as professional person under MBOT, and then they will grant you another touch and go card. Okay, so you will get two touch and go card. These are the elements that I already highlight previously in early stage of my presentations. There will be 6 elements under Code of Ethics. You have to go thoroughly on the Code of Ethics. Normally, panel will ask you what are the elements for professionalism. So can you please explain what element professionalism that you previously applied? So you have to explain to the panel based on the Code of Ethics. And then 27, you have to know a little bit on 27 subsection of 1, whereby this is a cancellation, suspension of the registration. Because professional person, it is not belong to you until the end of your life. It has to be maintained. Let's say you have insufficient CPD, you cannot renew your application. So there are a few circumstances that cancellation, suspension of the registration might be happen due to, let's say, you are bankrupt, you have been guilty in court and so on, you've been caught a bribery and so on. So it will clearly giving you some cancellation and suspension under Section 27. Okay, it's not belong to you. It can be tarik balik your title. Okay, basically, beside something that let's say we go back to the UK Spec. We already discussed UK Spec. What are the criteria that already been asked? Normally been asked by panel. There are 5 elements: knowledge and understanding, professional conduct, code of conduct, and so on. One of the elements that been seen by the panel is your management work. Okay, your management work. So you have to get some of the role that eligible for you to do a job scope of planning and also manage. Not only manage budgeting. If you come from academic, manage lab, manage student, it can be considered. Let's say you have undergraduate or graduate members under you, so your supervised student under your final year project and so on, that is considered under your supervision. So it also, they want to see your management skill. Not only you have to know your field, let's say you are registered under electric and electronic, not only they test you on your fluency in your electrical and electronic, but also they want to see your leadership skill. Okay, leadership skill and management skill. Budgeting, how do you manage your staff, subordinate, how many subordinate under you. So for academic, you have your student and also your technician and so on. So under your subordinate, they want to see your leadership skill. Okay, because professional person is not only knowing specific skill, but also need to get knowledge on leadership and management. Okay, so what are the new CV? So it's already 11:30. I need to rush a little bit. Especially what are the new element under structured CV? You need to know. So first part, you need to, of course, put in your pictures or current image, your passport, current passport. Please put in. Some of the candidates send over their CV without a proper or current passport, current passport pictures or their figures and so on. So they will create some unpleasant to the panel. Say that you are not following the rule. So this is something that very not very what we call that good practice. Please put your photo. Your current photo to the application form to make sure that you follow the rule. Because if the simple thing you are not following, how come you can afford to legally abide with this, all those Act 768? You have to act professionally. So please put your current, even though you are most handsome man in the world, so please put your current photo inside of the CV. Okay, and then you have to fill up your full name, IC, contact number, email address, technology field. In this perspective, technology field is referred to which technology field that you need to be registered. Let's say we have 24 MBOT field, you have to select one. Okay, you cannot be registered more than one. Let's say even though I've been appointed as a panel for EE, panel for BC, panel for TB, telecommunication broadcasting, but my main registered field is electrical and electronic, because I have experience on the telecommunication and broadcasting. I have experience on what we call that buildings. Last time I've been involved with MNE, mechanical and electrical engineers. I've been one of the visiting engineers for MNE. So they see the CV and so on, they appoint me to the field of BNC. That is different. That is your expertise for your panel, as a panel. But for your technology field, you only allowed to be registered only one field. Okay, you have to select lah. And then category, you have to state either you apply for TS or TC. Okay, so these are the sample of the way of writing the part 1. And then for the part 2, academic qualification. Okay, for the academic qualification, you need to put recent academic qualification, start from your highest academic background until the lowest one. So this is very important. Panel want to see either your SUT 3 years minimum. Let's say you just graduated. Oh, this candidate just graduated. If panel assess you, you are not very fluent and so on, they will normally give you defer. You need to submit a document. Okay, this is very important. Panel want to see either your sufficient experience. You have a sufficient minimum 3 years experience or not. So please put accordingly based on your highest academic background, academic qualification in this box in under part 2. And then for part 3, your professional affiliation. Let's say you have a certain professional registered body. Let's say quantity surveyors, you have registered architect or provisional QS and so on. So please put it here. Okay, please put it here to make sure that panel can see beside MBOT you have what other professional body that you be involved. If you put you have 2 or 3, there will be some advantage. If you don't involve, should be okay, no problem, should be okay. Let's say you are just involved with professional technology, you just put professional engineers or graduate engineers, you just put graduate engineers, no problem. It's not big issues. Okay, part 4 is your previous experience. Please put recent your current serving company. Let's say you currently service Lake City Development Cinebat. Let's say this is just an example. Please put recent company and what also the position. So panel want to see here your role here. Very important here, because panel will like, let's say you're in the project manager post. So which means that panel will access you on your management. They want to see your management. Either since that post of project manager, you are being empowered on certain element. Let's say on budgeting, project manager. Let's say I will ask, what are your role for project manager, since that you've been empowered to delegate or to approve the budgeting. So please state your role under project manager that been assigned by your company, and what are the empowerment that been assigned by your company regarding CAPEX and OPEX. CAPEX is capital expenditure, OPEX is operational expenditure. What are your role under project management scope? What are the company empowered you, especially to deal with budgetary and so on. So panel will like to see your role here, and they will adjust the question accordingly. So please state either senior engineers or project manager and so on. Okay, part 5 is normally related towards your CPD, your previous experience, training, seminar, workshop, publication, and so on. So you can state your publication. Let's say you are in the academic background, so you can state all your previous papers, what are the papers that you're presenting. The reason why is panel want to see your fluency, your background. Let's say you involved with the research related towards antennas and so on. So panel will adjust the question according to your background. So please make sure that anything you put under submitted CV, you have to know thoroughly, A to Z. If not, please don't put. If let's say panel pick one, they say that, oh, I just copy and paste. You cannot say that because currently you are not practicing the professional things. Then you ask for professional title. It's not been what we call that, something that appropriate lah. You ask for professional title, but you practice unprofessionally inside of the interview session. So this is very something that you try to avoid lah. Okay, and then for part 6 for the TS, normally you need to ask 3 questions. You need to select 3 questions out of let's say 6 here, 6 element here under this box. So you need to select 3 questions for TS and 2 questions for let's say until 11 11 element, 1 until 11 element. You need to select 3 questions out of 11 for TS, 3 out of 11 for TC, 2 out of 11. Okay, you need to select which you want to tell your background. Let's say your skill and practice. You select skill and practice. So you have to explain what are your involvement in skill and practice related towards that skill and practice. Okay, you involved with the professional assessment, you conduct a training, something like that, related to a skill, this skill and practice, and so on. Let's say you want to go on the conflict of interest. Okay, I'm involved with this panel, what we call it, disciplinary panel. Normally we implement in our policy regarding conflict of interest and so on. So you have to explain what are the elements that you involve in this section, okay, from 1 until 11. So you have to select 3 out of 11 for professional technologies and 2 out of 11 for certified technician. And then these are the sample answers. It might be diverse, different. Please don't copy and paste because the way of writing is different. This is the paragraph, not is objective. So you need to write a little bit regarding how to answer back this element 1 until 11. So you have to select 3. And then this is answer number 3, excellence. Okay, part number 7, self-assessment. You need to fill in minimum 100 words. Okay, minimum 100 words. You need to fill up all this element. Blah, 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 100. You need to fill up all these boxes with your answers. So the question is, bahasa or English? Normally, English, but if you have a problem with your English, you're more comfortable in bahasa, is also can. It's also acceptable. So you can write also in bahasa, but more advisable to be in English lah. So panel in interview session, either panel will use English or using bahasa. It depends on you, because panel want to see your practice, not your language. They want to see your knowledge and your practice, your experience. Not really a main thing is on your language. Language is just a medium. So panel will see if you start using more comfortable using bahasa, panel will use bahasa. If your panel, if you start using English, panel will use English. It depends on you. So let's say sometimes panel use English. If you comfortable using bahasa, you just politely ask, is it possible for me to continue answer this question in bahasa? So panel normally will allow you. Okay, part 8 is more likely to be a reference. You have to put reference, first reference and second reference. This is very important. Sometimes panel see something doubt in your CV, it will contact on your reference. I will ask whether you're knowing this person or not. Is it they put your name inside of the reference? Is it they're giving you a concern? You're giving a concern to him? Can put their name into the reference and so on. This is something that very ethical and professional. So you have to get a consent first from your references. you ask the permission to put their name, because there's their position, they have a organization, they have a phone number there, so you have to ask the person first. And then this is something very different compared to previous one, the TEP. You need to fill in. The first one is 16A. The 16A and 16B, you have to select which element that you involve. Let's say you involve with development, testing. Not necessary to fill in all those box. One is sufficient. Let's say you only involve with development curriculum, so you select one, sufficient. Doesn't mean you have to tick all together. You mean that you pass. It's not necessary. You can tick all those elements from one and development until maintenance, but you still can fail. So one doesn't mean bad, all doesn't mean good. It depends on your other elements. This is just a matter of panel want to see out of 6 element, 5 element, which element that you have an experience. So this is very important. You just go through all this TEP, technology experience report. You just provide with all those information and evidence inside of the document. But please bear in mind, you have to get a consent from your superior. Let's say you have a confidential document, please don't put here unless you get a consent from your superior to be what we call that, possible to share or not. And these are the CPD activities you can get. You can go for course, training and workshop, congress, conference, seminar, fellowship, and so on. If you go to the MBOT website, if you click on certain, let's say, courses, training, and workshop, they will give you a detail layout how maximum CPD point allowed for this certain activities. So very important. Sometimes you only focus on training. Maximum, sometimes they allow you only 10 on this activity. So you have to find another element to suit until you finish get what we call that 30. Let's say first year you already get 90 CPD first year, or first year you already overexcited, you involved with all those activity and you accounted that you already get 90 CPD. So what happened to second and third? Is it you need to get a CPD point? The answer is yes, minimum 3. Minimum 3 is still need to be practiced, even though you manage to get 90 CPD on your first year. Okay, second year minimum 3, third year 3. So this is how MBOT calculate cumulative CPD on 3 years basis. So all the elements and application is run through this website. You just go through the website and key in all the information. They will give you how much you gain currently for your application. Okay, collected CPD point. And when is your what we call it, expiry date? Okay, they will state there. These are the circular, a memo and circular that indicated that MBOT already implemented a new cumulative way of calculating CPD. These are the list of the CPD. You just can go through and you can get it from MBOT website. So I will share the slide to the organizers later. If you wish to get the slide, you can just contact the organizer, or you can personally PM me because I shared already my phone number. So I will share you later on, or you can get it from the organizer later. So these are the MBOT webinar seminar that normally been organized by MBOT. Normally they were organized in Thursday. Thursday, hari Khamis selalunya they will organize some what we call that, courses, and then you will get 1 CPD hours because 1 hour only courses. And the result, okay, these are the result. I go a little bit fast, start from here. Okay, basically, in order for you to go for assessment, there are 3 categories for the result. First one, approve if you get 60 and above. Okay, if deferral, 50 to 59. 50 to 59 is considered as deferral. What is mean by deferral? You need to submit document. Let's say you are been your marks is lies between 50 to 59. Let's say you get 52. So you are in the category of deferral. So MBOT will ask you to submit document for the second assessment. The second assessment is no more throughout the interview. You will be accessed purely on your submitted document. Very dangerous here. So if you're still submitting not sufficient, you will straight away be given fail. If you're submitting, sometime candidate is not very, let's say on that time they feel very not ready, uncomfortable. Let's say they are not what we call sufficient sleep last night. They're not ready for the interview. But he has very good skill of writing. It might be get lower marks in interview, but higher marks in deferral for the submission document. So it will give some advantage for those, let's say it's not very good performance. You're not done a good performance while your interview session. You can top up it back in the submission document. Okay, and last category is not approved. You get 50 marks straight away. Fail. Is it a panel ever been given straight over fail? The answer is yes. There's a few cases candidate straight away been sent for fail due to unethical issues. I'm not want to highlight this issue, but what I can say is unethical things that this candidate do. So panel C straight away fail because they are doing the unethical issues. Unethical matter is not what we call that. We cannot tolerate straight away on the field. Okay, so this is something that very important. Approve, deferral, and also the not approve or fail. Okay, so these are the deferral. What are the elements you need to put in inside of the deferral? Must contain title. You have to put one just like a testimony or proposal or something that document well organized document lah. You have to put the title, table of content, page number, introduce yourself, company background, organization chart, job description, and all other 6 elements here. Work sample, you have to put work sample, record of workplace activity, note what are the notes, email, worksheet that you involve. So please bear in mind, whenever you submit document for deferral, please state your involvement only. So please don't put my friend. My friend involved this. No, panel want to see your involvement. So please put your involvement in this document. If not, panel is not satisfied, then we will straight away send you for fail. And then some tip for interview. This is online platform, and some of the do and don'ts during the interview. Normal presentations and normal what we call that. Look at the camera, wear proper attire, use proper connectivity, and so on. Please avoid noisy place and so on. So this is something that very common when you sit for interview. Normal practice. And then these are the endorsement for STEM, professional technologies, and also certified technician. You're eligible if you pass. You're eligible to what we call that to make STEM, STEM for professional technologies and certified technician. And then that's it. I conclude my presentation today. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time and effort to be with us. And I handed back the session to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, IRTS Dr. Ahmad Azlan, for your sharings. Now we have come to the questions and answer sessions. Okay, so far I have 2 questions from the floor. Okay, I will read the question first. Okay, first question, in case that we fail during the interview session, to reapply back, do we need to pay for the professional fees again? That one questions. Second questions, if in case that we fail to collect the do we need to start from the beginning? Okay.
Okay, very good and valid question. For I reflect to the first question regarding the fail. If you fail, which mean that you have to reapply. You have to reapply and recommitment. You have to put a commitment. You have to pay lah. You have to pay. Not only that, if you fail, there will be some period, resting period, grace period or resting period for you. You cannot straight away you fail. They will give you 3 months for you to settle down or relax first before you can apply for the second one. But again, you need to pay again for the next assessment. Okay, so that is for the first one. Hopefully that you will answer the first question. And the second one is CPD. Again, what is the question regarding the CPD?
If we fail to collect the points, do we need to start from the beginning? I mean, start from the professional fees, everything.
Let's say
If we fail to collect.
you're not fulfill the CPD lah.
Yes.
Okay, if you're not fulfill the CPD, you cannot renew. But for this a new element, the new circular that been introduced by MBOT, you still can renew, but with minimum 3 CPD for that particular year. So I think 3 CPD is manageable to get lah. Manageable to get. So if you not reaching minimum 3 CPD for that particular year, you cannot renew. The system won't allow you to renew. The button renew are not appear. If you reach 3 element, then the 3 CPD, then you can renew. Let's say you are not renewing for 1 year elapsed. MBOT will give you a grace period to renew back. Unless it is not more than a certain period, you have to reinstate. Reinstatement, you have to pay lah and give the justification for the reinstatement. Okay, please don't more than 2 years 2 years elapse of the renewal. They will straight away you have to reinstate back. So 1 year still okay lagi. You can just send your CPD and pay and so on. Let's say you are already reached 3 years, but you are not fulfilled 90 CPDs. So you cannot renew for your 4th years. So in order for you to renew for your 4th year, you have to get 90 CPD. You will give some grace period to what we call that, go to fulfill the requirement for the next years. Until you reach 90, then you can what we call that renew, or you can what we call give justification, send a request to MBOT and so on. There are a few cases MBOT will consider due to the certain elements and so on. MBOT will consider and will treat case by case lah.
Okay, thank you for your clear explanations. Okay, we have come to the end parts of the presentation. Thank you for IRTS Dr. Ahmad Azlan for addressing these interesting topics for this sharing session. Hopefully, the presentation was beneficial for everyone. On behalf of Masa University, I would like to thank you for joining us today. Thank you for your time and cooperation. See you in the next webinar. Goodbye, everyone.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you very much, Masa. Thank you, Puan Nick Zuliana.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for moderation, and hopefully to see you again. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.